that humanity shares with God. No other title. The only title we share with God is being a father. And fathers are source. What does that mean? In the early years, you were doing the show, you spoke about a seed.
Yes.
So source means originator. Fathers originate the seed.
Come on now. Come on.
And so because they originate the seed, they bring forth life. And so every human being, their source is their father. Their genetics is from who? The father. So as the source, they bring forth seed, and the woman is the environment under which that seed grows.
Come on, come on.
And when that seed grows, then it becomes a human being, and you have a boy, a girl, and then they call you daddy. So for me, almost 11 years ago, my seed came through, and I held my firstborn. So fathers, they are a source of life. They're the ones that bring life. So also fathers are the foundation.
Foundation.
You see, you said something that was so critical. You said that many times we don't see the work of fathers.
Yes.
Many times we don't even praise them.
Yes.
We don't know what they go through.
Yes.
That's because they are foundation.
They're right down there.
They're
right
down
there.
they are
God.
holding everything
That speaks volume. Yes.
So the reason why we don't see fathers is because they're down there holding the whole thing together.
Yes.
They're
yes.
holding the woman together. They're holding the daughters together. They're holding the sons together because they are foundation.
Wow, that's so deep. That's so deep. You cannot look at a house and say, wow, that's a beautiful foundation.
No. No.
Okay.
What you do, you say, wow, he has a good family, he has a good wife. We forget to say, man, that's a good father. Because they're foundation. We don't see them. And what happens, usually you hear, behind every successful woman is a man. No. Behind every successful family is a father.
Is a father holding it up together.
He's holding it together. Behind
Yes.
every successful woman, behind there is a foundation. So as a foundation, fatherhood is foundational. So when you're a foundation, everything stands on the foundation.
Come on.
When the foundation is shaken, the family is no more. That's why you see all the statistics we see around the world. Teen pregnancy, drug abuse, lack of guys are not going to school. We're having challenges with teenagers. We're treating the wrong problem. It goes back to the foundation. When the foundation is right, we will have no teen pregnancy. I always tell people, I was called for consultancy, and I asked people, the NGO world, they were talking about teen pregnancy. And everything was, we need to get them homes, we need to get them, all the things are great. But I was asking them, where are the fathers? If we have fathers, we will hardly have NGOs. I'm waiting to see a program in the churches, in Uganda, national, that is talking about fathers, that's talking about men, because that's the foundation. When it's destroyed, everything collapses. And the fight is on, Big Sam, towards destroying fatherhood. The next thing is, so fathers are source, fathers are foundation.
Yes.
Fathers are protectors.
Protectors. Yes.
When you are called a father, it means you protect. Everything stops on you as a father. This is why do fathers protect? Because fathers carry authority. Let me give you an example.
Come on.
My daughters and my wife, because they are teenagers, they can challenge my wife, and my wife is a tough cookie, but they can challenge her. The moment she tells them, I'm going to tell daddy. Everyone gets in line. Just for them to hear a father's voice. Statistics show that 40% of families that grow with a father, just having a father present, their success rate outweighs those that are absent fathers. So my daughters, just to hear daddy is here. Daddy says, stop it, Azaria. They fall in line. That's the power of a father who is a father. They carry such authority that they protect. They don't use the authority to beat. They use the authority to uplift.
Come on.
To cause women to shine. I want my wife to shine. I want my daughters to shine. I want my sons to shine. Why? Because I'm a foundation and I carry authority that protects. But also fathers, they nourish.
They nourish.
They nourish.
Come on.
So when you're called a father, you are nourishing. You're taking care of everyone else. And I love what you said when the show was beginning, that they take care of everyone, and at times you find that no one is taking care of them. So you find that fathers are working 2 jobs, 3 jobs, so that they can nourish their family, so that they can take their children to the best schools, so that they can take the child of their uncle who passed on. We're carrying load. When you were training men, we tell men they are double cabins.
Come on.
The more load you put on a double cabin, the more stable
The more stable it becomes on the road.
The more load you put on a man, on a father, the more stable he becomes. Why? Because we are foundations. So that on a father, the more stable he becomes. Why? Because we are foundations. So that's fatherhood.
Yes, sir. Yes,
At
sir.
the core of that is this belief that God is our Father. And He has delegated that authority to us as men to be what? Fathers. God is the source of life. So that He has delegated that source to us. It's so shocking that the command that God gives to Abraham, we call him Father Abraham. He says, I want you to take care of your family. He didn't call him to build a nation. He says, no. That one I will do. What I want you to do, direct your family in the ways of God. Be a father. And that's why we call Abraham the father of nations. The greatest calling on our lives, you and I, Sam, is to be a father. Billy Graham was asked a question, the greatest evangelist. Do you have any regret? He lived to very late, to 90 plus years. Do you have any regret in your life? And this is what he said. You'd have expected him to say, my regret is I didn't win more people to the Lord. But he said, I wish I spent more time with my children.
Wow.
This is the greatest evangelist in the entire world. His regret in life was to spend more time with his children. God has not called us to build great empires. They are nothing if we don't steward the next seed. We can have the greatest churches, the greatest theaters, the greatest empires. I can tell you as a pastor, and I've pastored for many years, I have never been on deathbed around a man who is a father, and his regret is, man, I wish I'd built another company. No. He says, I wish I would have spent more time with my wife, with my children. I wish my children were here with me. Why? Because we're a source.
Come on.
We propel the next generation. The confidence doesn't come from mummies. And I'm not saying mummies are bad. They have their role. Confidence at home in your children is nurtured by who?
By the father.
By fathers. When you tap your son and say, son, I'm proud of you. Woo! That young man will conquer anything.
That's an adrenaline energy.
That energy can never be got anywhere. When you hug your daughter and tell her it's okay, it's be well, I can tell you no guy on the street will ever get that girl. Because in every young girl, they're looking for the image of their father. So what image are we?
Come on, come on.
In every young man, they're looking for a visionary man like their father. Because a father's greatest need is honor and respect. That's the greatest need. They want to be honored and what? Respected.
Respected.
And that's why I want to applaud you that today we are honoring fathers. We're telling them you are something. We need you. We love you. And all the fathers out there, we love you. We need you. Yes, we have a long way to go. That's why we're here. So that we can hold each other's arm. God is not calling us to be perfect fathers. No. That's why He is the only perfect father. But God is calling us to take a step towards Him in the likeness of who He is. Every day. Every day we want to be like Him. Love unconditionally. Sacrifice everything we have. Lay down our life for our families and our communities. It's tough being a father. But guess what? God cannot call us to a mandate that He has not given us the ability to execute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So for me, I'm so excited when I see the entire nation here listening to us and saying, okay, I'm a father, I can step up. I can step up. My brother Sam, every challenge we're having today, just name it, every challenge. We need to look after children that are on street, the one in Karamoja, all those are a source of a man. All of them We have corruption. Where does it come from?
Man.
It's the man. Why? Because God says in Ephesians, fathers, do not exasperate your children, but rather train them, guide them. We are the custodians of our home, and the moral fabric comes from the father.
Can we then say that we are the reasons why women now want equal rights?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have never found a woman under a leadership of great man advocating for her rights. Why? Because every woman was created with this desire to live under a canopy of godly leadership, where we let them thrive, where we give them everything they need to thrive. We're not threatened. My wife today was preaching a great sermon at Encounter. I'm applauding her, because when she thrives, I thrive. I'm the foundation. So when you see the rise of fighting for our rights, they shouldn't be fighting. We should be creating an environment for them, because we nourish. That's who we are. You see, fathers and men, what we do, we create and cultivate. That's when we have a course for men at Encounter. We tell men are creators, which is a source, but also they nourish, they cultivate. Whatever we create, we ought to nourish, to cultivate. When you create a child, which we do, and you become a father, don't stop at creating, at donating the sperm. Nourish that sperm.
Come on.
God is calling us to nourish what we've started. So men start things and they cultivate things. That's what fathers do. We stick in there. We stick in there. Is it easy? No.
Nice, now.
But what is easy in the world? There's nothing successful in the world that is easy. So today I just want to encourage the men out there that are fathers, that it's time for us to rise.
It's time. It's time.
It's time for us to be the source that God created us to be.
Yes.
It's time for us to be the foundation that God called us to be. It's time for us to be the protectors that God created us to be. I tell you, when we do that, we don't need President Museveni to fight corruption. We will fight it. Because we'll be men of integrity. Show me a man of integrity and I will show you his future is bright. But where does it come from? From a father. You see, we model fatherhood. Why? Because our Father, our Father God is the only title we share with him. Do you know how profound that is? That we carry the image of God and we carry the title of God of fatherhood. So what does that mean? It means that we have a great mandate. And I know many fathers are hurting. And the reason why we are hurting as fathers is because we are foundation. People don't notice us. People don't celebrate us. People always look out for our mistakes, like a foundation. Every time you see a crack, who do you blame? I'm seeing Jiguno. This foundation was not okay. So we are blamed a lot. But my encouragement for us today is this. Can we get another father and start doing life with other fathers? Because no one has a master's in fatherhood. Why? Because every seed we produce is different. Aviela is different from Azaria.
That's right.
So meaning that every day I'm on a test of what kind of father I am.
To all of them.
To all of them. So if you have 4, you're going to be a father to 4 people who are completely what? Different. Man, that's gigantic. Not forgetting the mother.
Where have we gone wrong?
Yeah.
This generation seems to have everything in, a very chaotic confusion. Yeah. What has gone wrong?
You see, one of the greatest challenge, 40 years ago, there was a movement that I believe it came from a good premise, the feminist movement, more than 40 years ago. The idea was fathers had messed up.
Okay.
And that's life. We mess up. And so the answer is not replacement theory. Replacement theory is we don't need fathers. Me as a mother, I can be a father. That's a replacement theory. No. When things are not okay with me, what you do is you fix me. You say, how can I fix Big Sam?
Go back to the root.
Go back to the root. Because again, another thing we say, fathers are roots. That's why they say, your father, your grandfather, your great-great-grandfather, even when we talk about curses in the Bible, they never follow the woman.
It's traits go back
to the father.
Oh my God, yes.
So during that era, there was a movement which I believe was not godly that targeted to replace a man. Hence replacing what? Fathers.
Wow.
So all programs, even in government, are all targeted to who? To the woman. Is it wrong? No. But you're leaving out a critical foundation. So for the last 30, 40 years, everything has been girl child. Everything has been girl child. Everything. Then the boy has been neglected. But remember, the boy becomes who? A father.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So now we are past the pendulum. The pendulum has been sunk too wide that now we're in a crisis mode. Recently, the MPs were debating and were saying they went throughout the young prisons, juveniles. 95%, 98% of people in juveniles are who? Men, young boys, who are going to marry my daughter.
Oh my God.
Who are going to become fathers.
Oh my God.
So now,
oh my God,
we gotta rise. That's why at Encounter Church, we said we're planting a church we want to that concentrates on men. And at first there was a bit of pushback. But I told the ladies in that church that you will be the most blessed because of the question you asked, what went wrong? We took off the focus from God's plan. When God was creating the world, who did he create first?
Man.
Created man. When he was giving him the orders of how the nation should be led, how the Garden of Eden was the nation of Adam,
yes.
How it should be led, who did he give the rules?
Man.
When before he created the woman, work was given to who?
To man.
The law was given to who?
To man.
But guess what? When the law was broken, who broke it first?
Oh my God. It's the man.
No. Adam.
Yes. Yeah.
Adam and Eve. But you see, the enemy came through who? Eve. In the garden, chapter 3.
Yes.
And says, did God really say? And then, what shocks me, because I want to bring in the element of accountability.
Yes.
God chooses to look at Eve eating, and he says nothing.
Because she did not get the instruction. So who broke the thing is man.
The man.
Jesus Christ. Yay!
If it's the thing and nothing happens. The moment the foundation ate, trouble.
All right, all right, all right. Now, it all makes sense.
Trouble. So the entire movement that is saying we want a replacement theory is recreating what happened in the Garden of Eden. It has never worked. It will never work. In fact, I dare say this, government can never fix your problems. It will take a man like you to fix your household. Under the leadership of Christ, I fix my household. Together, we fix the community.
For those of you that have just joined us, man, this guy has a lot of wisdom. I'm just so bamboozled with whatever that he's saying. And it sounds like it's very new, yet it's whatever that we've been hearing. And men taking their roles, and you know, everybody do whatever you're supposed to do. I preach many times, and I'm writing a book about back to the manual.
Yes.
And I say, if the mind of the maker, which is in the manual, is violated, then the product is malfunction.
Absolutely. You're 100% right.
And I think we are living in an era where we are not reading the manual right about a man.
Yes.
There's a clip that is circulating on social media, and this lady is positively standing out and saying, I have built a house.
Yes.
And I've put 4 bedrooms.
Yes.
And I'm looking to marry 4 men.
Yeah.
Who can take care of my home chores,
Yes.
clean the house,
Yes.
She goes to work, and she come back, and
Yeah.
she chooses where to go to sleep, and
Yeah.
you know. So it's the reverse. This woman wants to take up the role of the man,
Yeah.
and the man
I
should
like that.
take up the role of the woman.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a mess that we're encountering. And when you say it is the role of a man to fix,
Yes.
not the government.
Not the government. And it will never. Governments have never fixed nations. Throughout history, it's always men that rise up to the occasion. Just the example you've used. That's a hurting woman. Because she has met men that are Ahabs. Weak men are called the Ahabs. She has grown up in an environment where the mother was battered, there was abuse, and she has grown up with the echoing sound we hear every day. Abasajja baveeko, leave men alone, you work hard, do your own thing. Now she has reached a point she needs a man. Because it's biology. You will need a man. And now she's saying, I think I need 3 of them or 4 of them. Maybe out of those 4, one will do what I think they're supposed to do. Now, what do? We get men and fix them so that they can be great fathers, they can be great husbands.
Yes.
Because that's what we need to do. So any other intervention we have, I tell people, it is delaying the problem. All these young boys on the street, what don't they have fathers? What are they doing with the fathers? So as a father out there, God is calling us to go back and be the foundation. I love the word you use, the metaphor you used is that we go back to the blueprint. What it was God's idea when he created
Yes.
man and said a father. Because he calls Abraham a father before he has a son.
Yeah.
Yes, Genesis 18. His name is exalted father, then father of all nations, before he has a son.
Oh my God.
Meaning
Yes.
to every man, the seed, which is the source of being a father, is already in you.
Whether you have a biological daughter
Or not. Because you are born with a seed. The seed doesn't come when you're going to have children. No. So you're already a father in the image of God before even you have children. That's why we say that be a role model, be a father figure. That's where it comes from. So before I had my own children, I was already a father figure. Why? Because it's born in every man. Every man was embodied to be the source, to be a nourisher, to be a starter, to be a protector, to be the foundation. When we abdicate that definition, we bring the confusion that we are having now.
All right.
Where women are thinking, okay, I think whatever you're doing, I can do.
I can do.
And the other biggest challenge, because you also asked me what's the problem, you see, because of lack of fathers, the statistics in Uganda show 45% of households, fathers are absent emotionally. They're detached. So they don't know what's happening in the house. 10% don't know that they have children.
Come on.
In Uganda, 10% don't know they have children. 45% they're detached. They're absent fathers. 45%.
Wow.
Now, 40%, they say they lack the knowledge of being a good father. So they want to, 45%. And I want to applaud the 40% that are there. They want to, but they are saying, how can we do it? And programs like this are answering for that 40%. Then the 5% are the ones that are present. You see, the challenge is that the Hollywood and the media,
5%.
5%. 5%.
You're saying what's the challenge?
Now, the challenge with Hollywood and media is this. All shows that are coming out these days, they present a dysfunctional family, no father. Do you realize all shows that you watch, either the father is a very stupid man and, the character is a drunkard, is there, and they show a woman as powerful, strong, and taken care of, and they show a picture of everything is okay. The rise in homosexuality. And I've dealt with many cases in that area. all of them have a father wound. We call it a father wound. All of them. The common factor is a father wound. Why? Because they're not fathers. So the mandate we have to rebuild Uganda, I would say we start with fathers. We start championing in our churches, in our organizations. Recently I was in one of those banks championing men, telling them you can do it. Because the truth is, men lack encouragers. So we're here to encourage them. Because when we go to that replacement theory and we don't need men, we don't mean men and all that, it means that now with the statistics I've given you, 45% they are absent, 10% don't know they have. That means more than 60% of people are in trouble. It means that who is raising the men that are supposed to become fathers?
Yes.
It's the woman. And I've always said this. Men are raised by men. Boys are raised by men. Women will love you. You do an amazing job. But I can tell you, having pastored for years, and the statistics will show you, it takes a man to raise a what?
To raise a man.
But guess what? For the last 40 years, most households are being led. In Uganda, it's around 30% of households are led by single mothers. So the question is, who is raising those boys?
Wow.
So do you see the cycle?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why Malachi says it's a curse. Every curse we see in the nation is because of the vacuum of lack of fathers. But the good news is we can do something about it, Big Sam.
Let's get positive. I know our time is spent.
Yes.
Let's get positive.
We can
Let's
do
get positive. Let's get positive for the men that are watching us right now.
Yeah.
What can we do? What can they do?
Yeah.
Where should they run to?
I believe for me, the first place I tell men, run to the one who created you.
Come on. Go back to the Creator.
Go back to the
Go
Creator.
back to the
Go
source.
back to the source. Go back to God.
Go back
I am a pastor, you know. I believe in the Bible. I believe the Bible is the greatest book that has ever written. It is the manual. It's the original manual. So as a man, go back to Jesus. Because we say that's where you need to get your identity from. Not from money, not from women, not from achievements. It's from Christ himself.
Yes.
So number one, go back.
Go back.
Number two, as a man, as a father, I want you today to take up responsibility. And by responsibility, I just don't need provision. Provision is just one element. And I'm grateful for the men that are giving provision. I'm grateful for that. But I want you to go beyond that to emotional support. Most of your daughters and sons you talk about, they say, Daddy is around, but he's not around. What they mean is, yes, you bribe them with iPads and phones and all that, but you're not meeting their emotional needs. You need to sit down. I sit down with my daughters and I ask her, how are you? How are you emotionally? She will come and hug me. When she sees me mad, she says, Daddy, why are you not happy? She wants to engage. So number two, we need to take up our responsibility.
Take up responsibility.
And the responsibility is just not provision, but it's also emotional what? Support. Number three, as a father, as a man, you need to get into relationship with other fathers. You can't do this alone. Especially now, like for me, I have teenagers. I'm always connecting with other fathers. How are they doing with their teenagers? How are they dealing with them? So connect with other men. Number four, men, you need to love. Women were not commanded to love. Women were commanded to honor and respect. So as a father there, you need to love. What does love look like? Because that's what men say. What do you mean, Pastor? You say we need to love. This love thing doesn't get into the spaces of the people you love. Because the world is keeping us so busy looking for the money, and money is important, but we're forgetting that where is that space for the wife? Where is she? The space for your children. At their school, get involved in their lives, in their spaces. I get to know what my daughters are doing. I get to know what my wife is all about. I want to get into their spaces. Why? Because I'm the leader.
You are the foundation.
I'm the foundation. I got to know everything. You see, the foundation is not only in the bedroom. The foundation is everywhere. There's no part of the house that doesn't have a foundation.
Yes.
So as fathers, we need to be in every space of our home.
Man, I'm going to have to bring you back. I'm going to have to bring you back. But I know people are watching us right now and they're asking, where can they find you? How can they connect with you? Are you on social media?
Yeah.
Please give us all the handles.
So I am on social media on WhatsApp, not WhatsApp, on X, Twitter. Let me just give you my handle here. It's _Andrew. Andrew is ANDRU. So instead of saying Andrew, you put that U there.
Yes.
But also we have a website. At Andrew Kimuli. That's my social handle. At Andrew Kimuli, ANDRU, then Kimuli.
Yes.
One word. We have a website, Encounter Church Uganda. You can go there. You can go on YouTube. We have Encounter Church. You'll get all our materials on men. We train men, fathers. Just go there. You'll get all that material. And also you can come to Encounter Church at Natete, just on those lights, Business Center. We'll be able to just connect with you and make you a better father.
Someone in Mukono here is asking, they're saying, when is that pastor going to have a men's conference?
We've been talking about that, actually. It's in the oven because we have a 6-month course training for men. Okay. It started in February. It ends 2 months from now. We're going to have another one next year, so we have every year a course, but we're going to have a men's conference. We'll let you know. Give us his numbers. This is Susan, a pastor in Mukono. Give us the pastor's numbers if he can come to speak in our church. So please share the number. Share the number. My number is 0782 38 52 64. 0782 38 52 64. Annette in Barara says, he is so eloquent. Thank you for bringing such a wonderful gift in Uganda. You never know, we have some men who can speak sense in Uganda. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, this is great. Ben, thank you so much. I appreciate our time is spent because we had power search, but we're going to make sure. I would love to come and visit Encounter, and I'll work with my producer here so that we can have you again, so that we have a longer time and go deeper into men. I'll be honored. Your last words. My parting shots are this. As a father out there, don't be discouraged. There is hope. The fact that you are listening and watching us today, there is hope. You may have veered off, you may be thinking it's all done, it's never done. The moment you still have breath in you, we can make a U-turn. Yes. I want you to make a U-turn and do the right thing. Those of you that are already doing the right thing, I want to cheer you on. Continue pressing on. The destiny of Uganda lies with you. That's right. God bless you. I want to thank you so much for, getting tuned and watching the Gospel Hype. I want to recap on his words. Fathers are a source. Fathers are foundation. Fathers are protectors. They nourish as well. And then he says, go back to the Maker if you want to get a U-turn over your life. It's not replaceable. Being a father is not replaceable. You just need to change, go back to the Maker, take up your responsibility, get into a relationship with other fathers who are doing well so that you can also be helped. Men need to love, not to be loved. You need to get into the spaces of your wife or your people that are part of your family. Get to know what are the problems of your children, because you are the foundation. Lots and lots. And this you can find on our social media handles. Please stay right there because we have a lot to come just before we close this particular program. But let me play this wonderful song. Now, this song I dedicate to all fathers that have been present on today's show. Okay, if you've just been present on today's show, this is comes in from Elijah Oyalade, and it says, "The way you father me." I love this song. Enjoy the moment. We are still on the Gospel Hype.